All right.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
It's really hot, man.
Brandon lives in a
Sweating
furnace.
like a pedophile when Chris Hansen walks out.
Oh! So, Brandon doesn't have air conditioning because God cools his house off with wind.
Yes, usually from the ocean.
Except now.
No.
It's like 105 degrees outside.
It's global warming.
That's not a thing. Wow, 105, huh?
Yeah, 105 today. And you know what? Let's just for shits and gigs, let's see what the current temperature is. Current time and temp brought to you by absolutely nobody. Oh, it's down to 85 outside.
Oh, hey, it's cooling off.
8:30 p.m.
What's your you guys don't have humidity though, right?
Not really. Let's see here. Humidity 22%.
No, that's not bad at all.
No.
So if you get any type of breeze, you know,
it's usually pretty good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is we got to get the breeze. It's been pretty stagnant. And then tomorrow we're looking at a balmy 105.
Wow.
Again. Yeah, it's going to suck.
When we get 105, it's usually 80% humidity. Or higher.
You guys actually get 105. Maybe it feels like.
No, we've had, not in a while, but we've had it. But yeah, it's been a while. We've been in the mid 90s with high humidity, and that's regular. August, you know.
Yeah,
July,
Midwest
August.
doesn't hit usually triple digits very often.
No.
Especially the northern part.
Northern part of the Midwest, or the mid-northern west, north Midwest?
The north.
North. So how they say it in the city out here. North.
Well, you betcha.
South. Wow, it's been a while. Episode 51.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Marrazzo. That's Brandon Silvera.
Is it though?
It is episode 51.
Oh. All right.
We go back and forth with names of our shows. We used to name them by things that happened during the show. And we started going into sports numbered players' names. So today you brought up Randy Johnson.
Aziz Al-Shaair. That's who's number 51 for the 49ers.
Yeah, that doesn't carry here when you got Mike Single or Dick Butkus and Randy Johnson. Okay. So
he's a linebacker as well. He's not a Hall of Famer though. He probably will never be one.
So yeah, we can't mention.
But he's
him.
good. He's good. He's serviceable.
You guys, I'm not falling into this trap again. Just so everyone knows. No trap. This is a trap by Brandon. September
I've been
11th.
waiting for you to bring it up because, man, I would love some Portillos.
Not trap. You're not trapping me. September 11th is the Bears home opener against the 49ers. And the dumb old me would have said, hey, we're going to bet. But I lost 2 bets to Brandon last year, which cost
quite
me,
impressively.
I don't even know how much money I spent on those 2 bets. And I'm not doing that again. So
see, your learning has occurred.
See, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
You fool me once, shame on you.
All right.
You fool me twice. You can't keep fooling again.
Yeah. Is that President Bush?
Yeah.
Lovely. Damn it. So I'm looking for. Oh, am I even off that day? Let's see, because
I don't know.
I know you don't
I'm
know.
off on Sundays.
Oh yeah, of course I'm working. I got to get off this fucking.
So I should refrain from.
Yeah, don't text
celebratory.
Me. Well, I'll be sleeping. What I might do, because I have to work that whole weekend, is I might just get up early at like 3. I think the game's at noon, but if I get up at 3 and I've recorded it, I can watch it in 2.5 hours with no commercials before I go to work.
It's a 1:00 game for you because it starts at 10 here.
We don't do 1:00 games.
Oh, that's right. You're only 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noon.
Yeah, it's the noon game.
All right. I'll have to do what I just said if I can get up early, depending on our Saturday night, which has been fucking crazy lately. So I wish I could sleep for like 5 hours, but I just can't do that. I did on this past Friday sleep for less than that when we got off shift at 7 a.m. and had to be back at 1:50 in the afternoon for fucking training.
It seems unsafe.
You know what's even dumber? Other than sleeping for like 3 hours and driving back to work to train for 8, is when you get to work, not feeling well and wanting to do anything. And then I texted you pictures, but we had a vehicle stolen from our town, which was recovered at a funeral for a gangbanger. And the people saw the cops watching them and bolted out of the car and left it there.
Smart decision.
So that city towed it back to our department. So we were on break from training. And then I came out from being on break and my buddy goes, "Hey, did Lieutenant tell you?" I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, we have to process a car." I'm like, "What?" "It's like 90 degrees outside. I'm not feeling it all well." "We got to do what?" "Yeah, we got to process a car." God damn it. Anyways, We'll get to that.
Ah, man.
So I missed training. I said to my buddy Vince, it was him and I that were processing it. And we started processing it at like 4 and we had to train till 10. I go, "All right, we got 6 hours. I'm not going back to training. Let's make this thing last." He's like,
this is going to take exactly 6 hours.
Exactly right. Or 5 hours and 55 minutes. So we can get out of here on time.
Yeah.
And it did. So you and I don't know if we usually talk more or at least text more than we have in the past 3 weeks. So I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
Yeah, you've been very distant.
I miss you.
Now you're getting weird.
I want to cuddle with you.
That's also odd. And squeezing a plastic bottle right next to a microphone does wonders for the audio listeners.
Yeah, I know. I usually kill my mic, but again, tired. So I know what happened during the week for you. Well, at least one night for you. Why don't you start us off with your fun? Your record-setting night.
So possibly it's unconfirmed.
I'm thinking if we call Guinness, you might just get the record.
The route still has to be driven by a supervisor so we can get the official count.
Now, was it up 101 or on the other side of the water? It was on the other side?
This dipshit went the most inconvenient route to the big city. So, Mike usually gets on here and talks about like, hey, I was in a car chase. And like he drives for like 3 blocks and then they either lose it or the supervisor's like, no, we're not. Nope, let her go.
Well, the last one we went all the way into the city.
That's true. The last one you did.
And then some guy tried to hang himself while no one was in town.
Yeah.
In our cell.
That's not a crime.
No.
It's not a crime to kill yourself.
But you beat me.
I did. I went for a road trip. So let me set the scene for this fella. So we get a call while it's still daylight out. Now, for those of you who don't know, I now work a swing shift. That means I start in the daytime and end at the nighttime. So while the sun is still out, we go to this guy's home, and he's a chronic problem. He's legitimately off his rocker insane, and his family's trying to get him help. And he was originally on a psychiatric hold where they were supposed to hold him for 2 weeks. They didn't hold him for 2 weeks. They held him for 72 hours and then said, be free. So we get a call. He's threatening his neighbor. I guess as we're pulling onto a street, he jumps over a backyard fence and goes for a jog because, you got to get the cardio in. So we go and we find out that he has a felony warrant out of my home county, which I thought was funny. So we know that if we find him, he's got a felony warrant and there's some other, neighborly bullshit. So we leave. Apparently what this guy did is he went over to the east side of the city where his neighbor, one of his neighbors that he has issues with, is a pastor at a church. He walks into the church with a shovel, brandishes the shovel, and says that he is going to kill said pastor tonight.
Question.
Answer. Yes, okay. You right there in the front.
So raises a shovel and he says he's going to kill the pastor. But
yes,
was the shovel an image meant to display that he would be digging a grave for the pastor, or did he mean he was going to kill the pastor with said shovel?
I don't know because I wasn't there for that one. This happened in a completely different part of the city. Remember, I work big city. This is a whole different radio channel.
Oh, okay. That's not in the same city.
In the same city.
Oh, okay. Just
so my
channel.
city has 8 different channels that we use.
Okay. Way too.
So then he leaves. Coppers show up, take the report, and now he goes down to another part of the city, the southern part of the city, where his niece works, and gets into some verbal altercation with her. His niece, by the way, is a teenager. So they call the police, and he leaves, naturally. They take the report for the criminal threats, and he comes back to his house, where he proceeds to get into another verbal altercation with a neighbor, who then calls 911, and then he leaves before we get there.
You guys aren't very good at catching him. Continue.
He's quick, man. He knows it. Like when the 911 call goes, he's like, I should leave.
Yeah.
So we get there and we're talking to her. Okay, yes. And we see this utility truck that we believe he's in because it's no longer parked in front of the house like it was when we were there during the daytime. So we see a utility truck pull onto the street and we go, I wonder if that's the guy. So I send one of our guys up to go check. And he gives me a call. He goes, yeah, I think that was the guy because he bolted out of here. I'm like, okay, well, at this time, we don't know about the other 2 incidences. Incidents. I'm trying to think of just fun ways to make it plural. Anyways, anywho, he then goes to his niece's house, which happens to be about a mile away from us, still in our district, still on our channel. Generates 911 call. Oh my God, he's here. He's going to kill me. So, boom, bunch of us bolt over there. Gone. They're like, but now the plot thickens. They say, hey, his wife's in the car. I think she's in there against her will. All right.
Was she waving frantically at people?
No, she was just.
She just can't open the door
with her head down and was like petrified. Is what.
Maybe she was just embarrassed. She's like, oh God,
maybe this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Come on, Guy.
Yeah. Is his name Guy by the chance?
No. That's I'm going to come up with some weird random name.
All right.
And he bolts. So now we get the helicopter involved. Like, all right, no, this asshole, because now we've been made aware of all the other things. Like, okay, this guy's running amok. He is a current, ongoing threat to public safety. So got the helicopter looking for him. And then another call comes in the southern part of the city of a hit and run with a big white Ford utility truck. We're like, wow, what are the odds? What are the odds? So I look up on the map real quick, and I'm on one of the major north-south expressways, and it's about 4 miles directly south of me. So I flip a Yui and
flip a bitch.
Yes. The technical term was yes, I flipped a bitch and took off like a bat out of hell. And I'm getting there, and we're trying to get the guys from the other channel onto our channel, but they're stupid and don't do that. And he pulls into the parking lot of a bar, and our helicopter's going, hey, hold back, let him get out of the car, because if you guys pull into the parking lot now, he's going to leave. And they weren't on our channel yet.
So you couldn't hear that?
So I could hear it.
Oh.
But the other guys who were in that district,
they couldn't hear that.
And our helicopter's like, no. And he's leaving.
Okay.
So pulls onto the freeway. I'm still flying down there. I get onto the freeway. I'm about a quarter mile out when they finally catch up to the guy. And I see the lights come on in front of me. And then the helicopter just goes, and he's
running.
Stopping. He's not driving crazy. He's following all the rules of the road. And
he's just not slow speed pursuit.
Yeah. It's like, and we're going to. And then one of the sergeants said the magical words of like, yep, we're well within policy. We're going to keep following this guy.
Nice. Did you have a long eye?
No. No, I was number 4 in the stick.
Nice.
And then for all the rest of you coppers listening, don't do dumb shit like some of our young officers are doing. If you're in a pursuit and if you're driving code 3 to things, you know, your lights and your sirens going, don't pass other cars that are also responding in the same manner because you have adequacy issues.
Adequacy?
Yeah. You feel maybe inadequate at times and
okay,
you feel
so
the need to do some stupid shit.
You're just like penis measuring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just pulling out their tiny micro dicks.
Yeah.
And going, well, I'm working with this, so I have to do something.
I have to be up front.
I have to be like right up in his tailpipe. So, anyways, I'll digress. One of my buddies goes and gets a hold of the son, who then calls the mom. And she's like, I want out, and he won't let me out.
Wow. Okay. So now you know for sure. She's
so
just not embarrassed with her head down. She just doesn't want to be in there.
Confirmed kidnapping, false imprisonment, and all this stuff. And then he decides to go over, it's like Highway 92, over these hills. And one of the downhill portion is called the Devil's Slide.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be going slow down the Devil's Slide?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I don't think he did though, right?
I mean, not as slow as he should have been. Like, it was to the point where 35 miles an hour felt like 97. And my butthole puckered a few times.
I'm trying to bring that up on the computer, right? Not butthole pucker, but the Devil's Slide.
And at one point, my car radio, because we have a really cool channel that like will help us connect. It's like a long range channel.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, my radio in the car turned red, and then went
battery.
And then went, and that means that it's out of range.
Yeah.
So we have no communications now while we're going through the Devil's Slide.
This is beautiful. I'm looking it up on.
I'm sure it's
online.
beautiful during the daytime, but in the middle of the night, it is quite terrifying.
Scary as shit. Because on one side, it's just a drop off down to the ocean.
Yes. Because one wrong move and you're dead. Wow. Not hurt, not seriously injured.
No,
dead.
You're dead.
You're dead. 100%. Dead. Zero chance of survival.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So we went through that. So a list
and
of
he
some of the cities.
Stayed on the road, apparently.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I mean, I was actually somewhat impressed. At one point, he got spike stripped.
Oh, not on the Devil's Slide though.
No, not there. That would just be unsafe.
That would be the dead slide.
Yeah. So then CHP did what they do best and did some spike strips.
Okay.
And then I think they wrote a ticket.
Of course.
Because it's what they do.
Right.
But got 3 out of the 4 tires. He at some point is riding on rims.
Which is always fun to see the sparks flying.
Yeah, it was. And there were a few times during this pursuit that like there was some jumbling around because, our younger officers were doing some stupid shit before the Devil's Slide and then after that.
Okay.
To where I was no longer like 3 or 4 in the stick and was like somewhere around 7.
Now you're just sitting back, cruising, following, waiting to see the end result.
Yeah, so I basically just shut down. I was like, I'll follow this at a normal speed and be there in case like he foot bails or this turns into like an officer involved incident.
Yeah.
And then one of the sergeants that works my channel broke my heart.
Terminate.
Because I went all the way to San Francisco and he goes, hey, if you're behind me, and I know what car number he has. He goes, hey, if anyone behind me, I'm like number 5 in the stick. If you're behind me,
turn around,
pull off and go back to the city. And there was a brief moment where I started to speed up to get in front of him. And then he and I made eye contact and I understood that I should probably go back to the city.
Oh, he's not like my boss when we just try and see who can come out to first. We have a competition to see who gets there first.
Well, I mean, so I almost terminated myself a couple different times, but then every time I turned a corner, I'm like, I see the truck. I see the suspect car. Like, I'm not going to pull myself out of this if I have line of sight to the guy. And then he told me to go back to the city, and I sent him a text. I go, you're a dick.
Nice. Then he went on a little road trip and took pictures?
I didn't. Some of the guys that were there, because I was starting to get very low on gas.
Okay. Because why
And
fill your squad up before the shift?
I did.
Oh, Jesus.
This was like a 50 to 60 mile pursuit, dude.
Yeah, but so you had been on shift for a while when it happened?
This was at the end of the shift.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why you're low on gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it was already a busy day. So,
That's a good way to end the day.
yeah, it was. And
Did you have to do any paper on that?
the
No.
best
Right?
part about it, no
Right.
paper for me.
There you
That
go.
was the best part. Like other guys, like I felt bad for the rookie because he took the main report.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting in the report writing room afterwards, and I went to go check in with his FTO just to say hey. And I went, all right, well, I'm out of here. They both just looked at me and went, man, like one, you got to be in the pursuit. You got to go all the way up to the big city. And you don't have to write jack shit.
Yeah, that's a good night.
Like that's the way to do that. That's what we call a pro move.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was the first authorized pursuit I've been in,
Oh, excellent.
where I was the driver. I've been in 2 other ones as an FTO, just sitting there, arms crossed, all mad. I want to be driving this. I want to drive. And then, but yeah, this is the first one I got to be in. Just me.
Fun.
That was fun. And this guy's going to go to jail for a very long time. But
How
from
did
what
it
I've heard,
end in a crash, or did he just pull over?
so so for those of you who don't know, the city of San Francisco is very hilly, lots of ups and downs. So he started going up a hill. Well, he's only got one tire with
Tread.
rubber on it,
Yeah.
and it just stopped.
The car
And
stopped.
He couldn't go anymore. So he got out and just laid on the ground.
That's funny.
So
All right.
that was
No
when I-
weapons.
okay, I guess I'm dead. No weapons.
Did he
He's
come
just-
out with a shovel?
No. However, I did get to walk through his house when we first got there to look for the guy.
Yeah. How'd you
He's-
get in?
His family let us in.
Oh, okay.
They're like, yeah, no, you can go look for him. He's been remodeling their house, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He's got some serious skills.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's a big hole in the wall.
Nope, beautiful
Okay.
house.
Wow.
That's the really sad thing is I guess they were just this normal, average, everyday, middle class family, and then something happened earlier this year, and he absolutely lost his mind, and it's been deteriorating ever since.
That's sad.
It really is. And you want to know the really funny thing about this whole ordeal?
Hmm.
Could have been prevented. 8:00 that morning, he was contacted by officers for following his former employer, saying that he owed him money and harassing him.
So,
Had those officers run his name,
they would have seen the warrant.
they would have seen the warrant, and he would have been in jail. On his
Maybe.
way back
Or he
to a
would have
different.
run.
Nope,
from
he
them.
would have been. No, he stopped for him.
Oh, okay.
So, could have all been avoided.
Well, who likes running people? This creates more work.
Out of county warrant. Here's the report. I assisted this county in the apprehension of so and so. Contacted him on a call. Ran a records check, revealed a felony warrant out of this county. I transported him to jail. End of report.
Yes, we transport them to our place, and then sometimes we have to transport them to the other county. It just
Oh,
creates-
see, that sucks. No, in California, you go get your own guy.
Yeah.
If you hold the warrant, you go get the guy.
that would be nice. Doesn't always work that way here.
Otherwise, you as the place that holds the warrant, then you pay if you don't go get them in the 3 days.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. So
That's
was
cool.
that's the really one fun and exciting thing. Otherwise, it's just been a lot of the usual types of calls. Went to a armed robbery.
Oh.
I found surveillance video of the guy going to and from the place. Still don't have a car for him though, so we're working on that, and then maybe helping
okay.
on a search warrant on Wednesday.
Oh,
We're
that's
gonna
cool.
Get a guy with a gun.
Okay. Nice.
So that's all. Fun and games. That's my big fun event for the week.
I'm looking at my list, because I write down stuff that happens, and I've got
Pick the
shit
good
from-
one. Pick the one good one. The clock's ticking.
Well, I get one. How about two? One.
I
short.
only had one.
How about? Okay. So was it this show or the pre-show where I spoke about processing the car?
Yes.
That was this show, not the pre-show.
I don't know.
Okay,
We did
anyways.
back to back.
So I'll just tell you what we found. So my boss, who wanted us to process the car, just felt that there were going to be guns in there because they were at this funeral. So the city where they were at in the funeral has the license plate readers on it, on their squads. So the shitbags see that there's a squad looking at them. Guy hadn't run the plate yet, but this was for a bangers funeral, so there were tons of police there. So they get stuck in traffic in a line, and they even had the funeral sticker on their window. So they're in the funeral with a stolen car. They see a squad. They just jump out, 4 male blacks, and they just take off. So then the cop goes, runs the plate, comes back stolen by us. So they contact us and they contact the tow. So they sit on the car while they're waiting for the tow truck to get there, which means for people that don't know, that's sitting on the car. They're in their squad watching the car. And in the meantime, 3 other carloads of gangbangers are circling and they're trying to get to the car, and they run all those 28s and they all license plate 1028. They all come back stolen. So they're trying to bait the squad to chase them so another car can go back and retrieve what's inside the car, but they don't bite. They just let those guys with the 3 cars, stolen cars, just keep driving around because they don't have enough manpower to go after all of them. Hook the car, comes by us, and then we open it up, and there was in a backpack in the back was some type of like machine gun thing. I showed you it's a Scorpion, CV Scorpion 3 Plus, whatever the fuck that is. Had a 32 round clip. It was loaded. And then a Glock that had the
a 32 round what?
Magazine.
Yeah.
Loaded magazine.
Clip. You called it a clip.
Yeah.
It is not a clip. It's
some of us old people call them clips. And then
then you would be wrong.
2 Glock 27s. One of them had the sear on it.
It had the autos. It had the Glock switch.
Yeah, make it fully auto. And that had an extended mag and then another Glock. So my boss was right about there being something in the car. But anyways, the fun call we had, and I was pissed because we ran our ass off over the weekend. And it was Saturday night where we had a call of a loud noise complaint. Oh no, sorry, Sunday night. And I was busy down on a paper. So my boss decided that he would take the noise complaint call with another officer. And they get there, the woman's saying, knocks on the door, apartment building upstairs is where all the noise is coming from. Lady below calls and says, I don't know what they're doing up there. I sent you the screenshot, I think, of the call. She's worried about the dog. I don't know if I texted it the other day to you. She's worried about the dog. There's all kinds of noise in the building, lots of pounding going on. And we get, the sergeant goes there, knocks on the door, talks to her, and she says that she's worried about this dog and there's all kinds of pounding going on. I just sent it now just in case it didn't come through before. So my sergeant goes up to the door and knocks on the door, and the guy opens the door, but he opens it maybe 4 inches wide, maybe 5. And my boss can see that the guy is naked. So the guy just opens it enough so he could see his face and, half of his body. And my boss is like, we got to call a complaint. There's a lot of noise going on up here, and wondering if you guys are okay. And he's like, yeah, we're fine. Can I mind if I put some pants on? My boss is like, no,
please
go ahead. Please put some pants on. So he goes and puts pants on. He comes back to the door, and my boss says, so who all is in there with you? And he says, I have 2 friends with me. And he says, okay, we need to make sure that they're okay. Can you bring them to the door? And he said, well, they don't have any clothes on. And he's like, all right, well, can you ask them to
so
put
then
some...
he looked at him and he goes, nice.
Yeah. Can you ask them to put some clothes on? And he said, sure, yeah. Totally compliant, So he yells to the girls, 2 girls, hey, the officer wants to make sure you're okay. Can you put some clothes on? And like, we're fine. We're not putting any clothes on. So Nick my boss can hear it. And he says, no, they don't want to put any clothes on. And he's like, my boss goes, well, I got to physically see them. So make sure that, they're okay. They don't have a knife sticking out of their back or whatever. And he goes, all right, come on in. So he steps aside and My boss goes
Nice.
in. Second officer stays out in the hallway. And mind you, this is supposed to be my call. And he goes up to the bedroom. And he's like, "You okay in there?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Come on in." Like, okay. He like pushes the door open. And there on the bed, all sprawled out, completely,
Four posts handcuffed.
completely
Spread
naked.
eagle.
Completely naked, spread eagle. A 10. He said
No.
a 10. A 10.
No.
9.8, he said.
No.
9.8.
It's never in the
blonde.
history of naked people calls. It is
I
never
know.
the naked person you want to see.
Exactly. This is the one. This was the one. And then the other girl goes, she's just got a t-shirt on, but no panties or nothing. And she's jumping up and down. "I'm fine. I'm fine." And they're like, "We're fine." This completely.
No, you're describing a porn. I've seen that
I
one.
know. Yeah.
No.
And I said to my boss, "So you're the fake police officer?" And then you took off your clothes. And then, so he said, "Mike, I swear to God, we're used to seeing hillbillies with the boobs that you're tripping on because they're hanging so low, the fat ones, all that stuff." He said, "This is the best looking woman he's ever seen in his life." And then she was naked on top of it. So you think, he says to the guy, "Good for you.
You just turned around, high-fived him. Nice.
Can you keep it down? Just keep it down." "Okay, no problem."
Look, I don't blame you, but
Right.
be considerate.
I want to see what
people.
I want to see what that other guy looks like, first of all. Not his body, but his face, to see how he's bagging these chicks. So
I don't think it has anything to do with his face. He might be a horse.
Maybe. Boss leaves. It has to be 20 minutes later, and we get a call back there. And the patrolman, who was the backup with my sergeant, he gets assigned the call because I'm still busy. And
He's like, "Show me code 3.
He's like, he doesn't want to go over there again.
But did he not see the people the first time?
Well, he didn't see them because he heard about it, but he doesn't want to.
I fail to.
I know.
I have some questions he needs to answer.
Yeah. So he calls the complainant, and he says to her, "Why are you calling us again?" She's like, "I'm still hearing noises coming from that apartment. What are they doing?" And he said, "They're doing adult stuff." And she goes, "Well, what does that mean?" He goes, "They're having an orgy." And then he typed it out that way on our blotter, which the chief reads.
I love it.
I know. And they went back a third time. And my boss went back the third time. And he's meeting with the guy outside, or with the complainant outside. And then the chick with the t-shirt on, she ended up running over to like a store or a gas station next door.
And she comes, Pedialyte.
She had to replenish. She came back. And she had dropped her debit card or whatever. So he had to go up to the apartment and make sure it was her. And then, get another look, I guess. I don't know. But I missed out on that call. So I got all kinds of other crazy shit that happened. But that was the one I'll talk about today.
Oh, I had a moment of being a clairvoyant.
What's that
week? So
you knew what was going to happen.
I might be psychic. So there was a call of, I guess there was a report of a burglary at a storage facility, no, it wasn't that. There was a horrible smell emanating from a storage container.
Oh, like a dead body?
Like people got there and like, oh shit, somebody's dead.
Dead body.
So they're able to narrow it down to a couple of lockers. Had to use a cadaver dog. Dog hits basically on 2 different lockers. They get consent for one, open it up, look in there. It's not this one, so it's got to be the other one. Couldn't get consent for that, so they authored a search warrant. And when they went in there, we were told all about this in briefing. And I was walking out with an old timer. He goes, "What do you think's in there?" He goes, "Do you think it's a dead body?" I go, "No, I don't think it's a dead body." He goes, "What do you think it is?" I go, "I think it's a bunch of." I go, "I really hope it's somebody that is like hoarding poop."
Oh,
because
why?
Come on.
Who does that?
I don't know, because it's the most stupid, random, grossest shit I could think of. And I'll send you the snapshot of the CAD entry where they say, "We searched the storage container. It's full of poop."
Come on.
I swear. It was just
poop in jars
poop.
Or
in
they
just
shoveled poop in there.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know anybody that was there.
Oh.
But it says it's full of poop.
Maybe there were
And
bodies under the poop.
I don't care. I love that I was right.
All right, just send me that dispo. All right, from poop to police that were killed in the line of duty or died while on watch. We just swing a hammer here. It goes from one direction to another.
We are the pendulum.
Pendulum of craziness. We're going to pick up from the last day that we recorded on August 7th. And I don't know if we spoke about this officer, but we're going to, if it's 2 times, then it's 2 times.
Yeah, just name and cause.
Name and cause.
Yeah.
And then if anybody would like to look up further, I apologize that we've gotten so far behind that we can't describe the details of the on-duty situation, but you can always go to odmp.org and then you look up the current year honor roll. So on Sunday, August 7th, 2022, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office in Colorado, Deputy Sheriff Andrew Peary, cause of death was gunfire. Washington County Sheriff's Office in Pennsylvania, end of watch Wednesday, August 10th, 2022, Corporal Chad M. Beatty, cause of death was a heart attack. The Wake County Sheriff's Office in North Carolina, on Thursday, August 11th, 2022, Deputy Sheriff Ned P. Bird, cause of death was gunfire. Miami-Dade Police Department in Florida, Wednesday, August 17th, 2022, Police Officer Cesar Echeverry, cause of death was gunfire. Osage County Sheriff's Office in Oklahoma, end of watch Friday, August 19th, 2022, was Captain William Riley Hargraves, passed away in an automobile crash. Special Agent Jose Antonio Perez of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in Florida, end of watch Saturday, August 20th, 2022. He died in an automobile crash. Police Officer Ivan Mauricio Lopez from the Mount Vernon Police Department in Alabama, end of watch Monday, August 22nd, 2022. He also died in an automobile crash. From the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office in Oklahoma, Sergeant Robert Blaine Schwartz, end of watch Monday, August 22nd, 2022. Cause was gunfire. From the Tennessee Highway Patrol in Tennessee, Sergeant Harold Lee Russell II, end of watch was Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, from an aircraft accident. Detective Matthew Walker Blansett of the Marion County Sheriff's Department in Tennessee, end of watch same day, Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, same incident, aircraft accident. And from the Pima County Constable's Office in Arizona, Constable Deborah Martinez Gerbay, end of watch was Thursday, August 25th, 2022. Cause was gunfire. Now, Brandon has some canines that we lost.
So Canine Max from the Lake Wales Police Department in Florida. His end of watch was Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Cause was gunfire. Then from the Niceville Police Department in Florida, Canine Blue. His end of watch was Sunday, August 7th, 2022. His cause of death was an automobile crash. Canine Haynes from the Kern County Sheriff's Office in California. His end of watch was Thursday, August 18th, 2022. And his cause of death was heat stroke. And Canine Axel from the Charleston Police Department in West Virginia. His end of watch was Saturday, August 27th, 2022. His cause of death was gunfire.
All right. A lot of dogs.
Yeah, more than
Normal.
yeah.
I'll be reading up on those when we're done. This is actually the first time I've looked at the page since our last recording last month. So I want to read about those, see if I can learn anything from it. It's funny, not funny. It's ironic how I'm reading these dates, right? August is a big month for us. 30th wedding anniversary was August 22nd. And, 2 officers died that day. My wife's birthday is August 18th. And an officer died that day.
And a dog.
And a dog. And my son's birthday is August 25th. And, a dog. And an officer died on that day. So I'm out there celebrating life, obviously. And this is happening all around us every day almost, it seems, nowadays.
Yeah.
So, all right. Talk about my vacation quickly when we're done with what you got going on in your house and your shop and fun stuff like that.
So before I get into that stuff, I wanted to take a quick moment, or 2 quick moments. First one, I know about a year ago, exactly a year ago on August 26th, when the evacuation of Afghanistan was being handled about as poorly as anything's ever been handled. I talked a lot about an organization called Save Our Allies. One, they still need help. If you can help, saveourallies.org. Donate what you can. They also produced a documentary. It is up on Amazon Prime for free. It's called Send Me. It's about an hour long, and I think everybody should watch it. It's that important, and it should enrage you to the point that people that are in the highest levels of government should be imprisoned for their handling of the situation. But
I'm about to look it up right now.
But yeah, if you have an hour, it's a great documentary. It will probably make you cry to hear the stories of desperation that were witnessed and violence that was witnessed without the ability to respond in kind. So if you have an hour, watch it.
An hour,
please.
Okay.
So second thing, October's coming up. So October is typically the breast cancer awareness, where every company turns their logo pink, and the NFL
Orange,
does their pink stuff.
I'm thinking Halloween.
And everybody feels really good about themselves. So what I did last year was I did a very limited run of hats with the pink patch on it, and we donated a portion of the proceeds to breast cancer research, early detection, screening, all that stuff. This year, we're going to start it much sooner. So this episode goes up Wednesdays. So Wednesday, if you go to my Etsy shop, there will be a pink collection. Great thing about finding Printful is I can do all this stuff and I don't have to fulfill it. I don't have to really rely on a bunch of other people to get stuff done for me. I'm in the process of designing a bunch of pink hats, pink t-shirts, logos where the line across Full House is pink, and we are going to donate $5 from every sale to breast cancer research, early detection, prevention, screening, all that stuff. We're going to find an organization that really goes above and beyond. And at the end of October, we're going to make one lump sum donation. If I see that it's mainly from people in the woodworking community, that's what I'm going to do the name under, is just the Instagram woodworking community. So cool. Chances are everybody knows somebody that's been affected by breast cancer. My stepmom is a breast cancer survivor. So it's one of those things that kind of hits home, and I like to be able to do that every October. So we're going to start it this Wednesday. I hope to have everything designed and fully listed on Etsy and organized, but everything should be up there.
Cool. Every year, well, you started it, but I wanted to do pink logo shirts and stuff like that too. I'm thinking at some point when I don't have a home remodeling project going on, which I'm currently in the middle of, and a shop remodeling project and a water heater fixing and orders, that I'll have time to do stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's one of the cool things when Morgan redid my logo is she sent me one that has the pink line through it. So
Awesome.
When that fundraiser goes live, the logo will change and it'll be up until the end of October. And then
cool.
Then we'll make a post with how much we were able to actually donate. And if it's only $5, then it's only $5.
But that's $5 more than you would have had.
Yeah. So that's the two things I wanted to get out there before we jump into anything else.
Cool.
So like I mentioned earlier, I bought a scroll saw.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the pre-show, I think, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody didn't listen to the pre-show, you bought Buck Tools.
Buck Tool 16-inch.
They got some cool stuff.
They do. So
Radek uses a lot of Buck Tools.
Who's that?
Radek.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I love the thing. I've only been using it for like a week or so, and it's fun, man. I got the little foot pedal thing, so I just stand on that, and it freaking goes. And when I need to stop,
do you sit or stand?
Depends how I'm feeling.
Okay, like a long job, sit.
Yeah.
Short job, stand.
So, and then sometimes it's just not comfortable to be sitting and doing all it, so I'll stand up and kind of like that. It kind of depends on how like into it I am.
Yeah.
So but it's been fun. I've been doing so I wanted to do something for me because it seems like I primarily build for other people.
Right. Yeah. I still have yet to do anything for myself.
So I was kind of thinking, I saw something with like a sports logo on it. I was like, that's pretty cool. You know, it'd be really cool. It'd be like a home plate with the Giants logo on it. Like, that'd be dope. So I saw a reel on Instagram where a guy that does all this really cool artwork, he posted something saying like, I don't have like a CNC or, you know, all these other kind of fancy things or a laser to, you know, cut it out for me. He goes, I use a jigsaw with a scroll blade. I'm like, holy shit, I got a scroll blade for my jigsaw. Screw it. I'm going to give it a go. So I cut out a Giants logo with my jigsaw, and it took forever. And my hand hurt afterwards from squeezing the trigger and like manipulating.
You don't have a lock button on it?
No. I have a lock button to keep it from from being accidentally hit, but it wouldn't.
Oh, okay. You like
lock it in.
Yeah, I have one. Well, mine's 30 years old, but you lock it on and just.
Yeah, I think my old Black & Decker one had that.
They used to have those. I don't know why they don't put them on the new ones.
Yeah, probably it's something with safety. Bunch of pansies. Yeah. Remember, kids, safety third, or safety sometimes.
Third. So Mike Rose says safety third.
Yeah. So did that, and then because I had a bunch of MDF left over from the kitchen. I was like, well, I need to use this. So I was doing that. And before I went to go paint, I'm like, this stuff is just going to absolutely drink the paint. So
no, you have to seal it with oil-based primer.
So I went and got some primer. I think I got Kills.
Okay.
And then I have some of the Rust-Oleum primer stuff, and it's fantastic. So primed it and then painted the home plate. Well, once I was done priming, because I used the white primer, I was looking at it and I kind of I had the logo already painted.
Yeah, so you put it on top.
Put it on top. And I'm like, do I want the white home plate? And then kind of looked at it for a minute. I'm like, no, I want the black one. So spray painted it all black. Then put that on there. There's super glue or used CA glue on there. Got it all locked down. Posted a picture of it and instantly had two people go, hey, could you do a Giants one with a white home plate? And then like an old lieutenant's like, hey, dude, could you do a Dodger one? I said, well, you're going to pay double.
Yeah. Dodger fan.
Yeah. And I've
been wanting to make those.
I had a buddy that I work with. He was a big Dodger fan. He goes, hey, man, Dodger home plate. So I've got two Dodger ones that I made, another Giants one that I made. And then my aunt is a big Cincinnati Reds fan. So I just finished, actually, my son helped me glue on the Cincinnati logo today, actually. So I have to get those three packaged up and sent out. And now it looks like I'm going to be doing a retirement gift for my old FTO sergeant, who's now the FTO program admin sergeant and
Okay.
assigned for one of my old FTOs for the current high school that he coaches football for.
Very cool.
So lots of things that are starting to happen. And I got to do a flag for a retirement gift for another one of my old FTOs. He's going to
Excellent.
put in his home gym that he already has a blue line flag that I made him. So now he's
Okay.
going to do one that has blue, red, yellow, the white with the red for the EMS people.
Okay.
And then like green, all of them. Basically
Gold.
all of the white
Yeah, will be colored.
stripes will be a color. And then we're going to do some cricket lettering to like kind of annotate which one is which.
Yeah.
Which will be
Excellent.
cool. So lots
Very
of fun
cool.
stuff that's happening. And I think that's it. That's it.
All right. As far as the woodworking stuff goes for me.
Oh, and I'm going to sell my jointer.
Yes. And how much are you asking for it? $200. Anybody
I'm going to ask for $200. If you're in
Central
the California area, if you're willing to drive, I mean, wherever, you can come get it. I just don't use it. There's so many different jointing jigs out there, and then if I'm buying hardwood, I typically buy it from Forest to Home, and it comes S4S, so I don't really need the jointer. So, and it's just taking up space, and I could use that space to get another laser. So, yeah, if you're in the Central California, especially if you're along the Central Coast, DM me at Full House Woodworking. I make you a good deal on a Rikon spiral head 8-inch benchtop joiner.
That's an 8-inch?
Or I'm sorry, 6-inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
6-inch. Nice. I too am selling my 6-inch benchtop jointer with cart. So anybody in the Illinois area.
Cart.
Well, I got to get the cart out of my shop. I'm either going to take it apart and burn the wood or give it to the person who buys the jointer.
Yeah.
So
you buy the jointer, you get the cart for free.
Yeah. So I said in my ads, I'm selling it because my new jointer came in. Oh, man.
You have all these different little sound effects at your disposal.
I don't have that one.
You don't have like an applause or like a.
Well, yeah, I got the clapping, but they laugh at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. So I was so excited when my jointer came in. I watched a bunch of videos on how to put it together. Mine's already together.
Wow.
Which kind of sucks because now I have to take it apart to bring it downstairs. And then I went back and forth with my best friend Bill about maybe I'll turn my garage into a shop. What would that entail? Way too much money and time.
A lot. It would entail a lot.
Yeah. So I moved my big ass assembly table, ran it parallel to the table saw. So now I have a 4-foot outfeed table, unfortunately, not 6.5 anymore. But I guess it's okay. Moved everything up 4 feet, and I think I can put the jointer under my wood rack. And the door is on the right of it, so I can, long feed in from outside the shop if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would go under the table saw then when it comes to the outside. Or I can it's got wheels, so I can just pull it out a little bit if I want to. And that's going to allow me not to have to expand my shop, like I was telling you earlier. So, that's one big thing that came in. You have buyer's remorse for like a day.
Yeah. Where you're like, man, that was a lot of money.
Yeah. We were in South Haven, Michigan on our anniversary/birthday trip, which, by the way, amazing place, South Haven, Michigan.
Michigan seems like an odd place to vacation.
Right on the lake. It was, dude, I'm going to send you a couple of the pictures that I took. These are like postcard material pictures. And I actually want to get some of them framed because we went on a boat ride at night on the lake, watching the sunset over the water. It was stupid beautiful. So anyways, the jointer's here. I'm so excited, but I ordered it when I was in Michigan through Taco Tools. They had the jointer's price is the same no matter where you go. So if you order it from Laguna or what's that place in California that everybody buys stuff from? Macbeth Hardwoods.
Oh, okay.
Any of those places, Laguna sets the price. It's like $25.99. They raised the price. I got the 1.75 horsepower single phase quad tech. So it's got the multi-tech head, right? Shear tech head. So all the little knives, not just 3 knives, but I'm so pumped. But like Rockler, you can order it. It's $200 shipping. Whatever the other places are. It's all like $200 shipping. So I found Taco Tools online and it said ships for free. I'm like, what? How is that possible? So I called them
order
up.
before you figure it out.
Right. I sent an email and they were closed. So I didn't get a response. I sent the email before I went on vacation. And then I decided to call when I was in Michigan. I was hoping to get it. I was on vacation for like 11 days or 12 days. So I wanted to get it home before I started going back to work. And it turns out I spoke to a woman. She said, I'll have George call you. I'm like, all right, whoever George is, I'm on the beach. Okay. George calls me. He's like, I heard you want a jointer. I'm like, yeah, how much is, I need it delivered inside my garage. I don't, I need a truck that's got a lift gate that can drop it off and wheel it into the garage. She's like, all right. So that's not free, but we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay. So I texted with this guy, George, for like 3 days. He got the order done, charged me $40 for delivery, $40 to have it delivered inside my garage. I took the crating and stuff off and I posted that, but now I actually have to take the table off and I have to take off the fence first and then the control unit and then the table. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crate the table, just make a small crate with 2x4s or something, stand it up on a dolly, strap it, and just dolly it down the stairs. And then that'll be fine. I found a video on YouTube and the guy had to build his and he has a basement shop. So I asked him, I messaged him and said, how'd you get it in your basement? And he said it was carried down by 2 guys who delivered the machine. I'm like, oh, well, okay. I thought he had a trick. Yeah, the trick is having 2 guys that aren't you and some friend carry it down. But he did tell me not to lift it by too far out on the tables because you can knock it out of whack. So closer to center as possible. So, and Chad from Rescued Woods, he has a video of him putting his together where they had to use a 3.5 ton floor jack to like jack it up as high as possible and then pick it up and put it on the table. So there'll be a lot of manipulation to get it set up. But
Sounds
I
like
hope
a giant pain in the ass.
I hope to do it next weekend that I'm off, which is in 2 weeks. So got that going on. And then I sold 2 bottle openers on Etsy. One of them is the E7 rank for the Marines, which I showed you on the pre-show. If no one saw it before, this is the bottle opener. It's screwed up because it's shorter than it's supposed to be. And I put the keyholes upside down and then the lettering went through the keyhole. So I reached out to the customer and said, listen, I've made 2 of these, not to my standards. Can I have an extra week to ship it? And they were very nice and said, I don't need it till October. Take your time. So I got that going. And today I sold a Wonder Woman bottle opener on Etsy. So I got to make that. And I'm making a promotional flag for the podcast and my woodworking business. And it's for Sheriff Wayne Ivey of Brevard County, Florida, who coined the phrase, evil can never be dead enough. So the flag already has that on it. That's 1 stripe with a quote. I got his name below it in gold lettering. I was going to engrave #MagDump on one of the small stripes, but I don't know if that's because that was on the shirt I bought from the sheriff's department.
If you had your laser hooked up, you could engrave that on the back.
Yeah, I could. I could flip over one of the stripes and engrave it with the CNC as well.
Laser would be quicker.
Yeah, it would be cool. Too bad I might have to. I've got time, right? This isn't an order. This is me promoting the show and my woodworking. So I can just run the laser outside after I get it all set up and do that. So I might just do that. And then I bought Rockler makes these massive clamping things.
Yeah, panel clamps.
Yeah. So I bought 3 because I belong to like the Rockler Professional Club or something. So you get a discount. So I bought 3. 1 came and the spring was broke. So I called them out on Instagram and I sent an email. And the Instagram people messaged me right away and said, send it back. We'll send you another one. They shipped one out and with like 3 days, a new one came. I just shipped theirs. It was amazing. So Rockler, give them a shout out. I want to use them for the first time to glue up this flag. I don't know how it's going to work because I was using cauls and the bar clamps, and it was a big setup. This seems to just throw these things on a table and put them on, I think, and we'll see how that goes. So I got that going. I resurfaced my assembly table, so now it's a blue line flag. I have this very flag that I've put outside. It's just black with the blue stripe in it, and people have like, what's that mean? I don't know what this flag is. They're used to seeing the American flag with a blue line on it, not just the black flag with the blue line. So I also put my logo on it, which is pretty cool. And I've already scraped off one of the letters because I did the lettering in with my Cricut. And I can't, had I used epoxy, it'd be fine. But now I scraped one of the letters off. And then I finished 3 engraved police stars for a client. So I got to get them to him. We're going to have breakfast soon, and I'll 2 deputy chief stars and a chief star. So that's a return customer. I did the 5-foot flag for them. I did 2 flags for the deputy chiefs that he's getting me these. He wanted me to do these badges for another department. And the last thing is I now have a Brunt coupon from Brunt for their apparel wear or their boots. So if anybody wants $10 off, which might cover shipping, I don't know. The coupon code is MWW10. So feel free to use that Brunt coupon code MWW10 for $10 off. And the surf prep thing is up and running. I think the coupon code is Bookem. If you want a discount or if you want to buy a surf prep equipment and, throw some bones my way. I emailed Hannah to see if it was up and running yet. And I'm waiting for a response, but that was going to be the coupon code Bookem, for the podcast. Are you a Hawaii 5-0 guy?
If it's for the podcast, wouldn't it be throwing something our way?
Yeah, as soon as our way gets money back into my pocket, then I, you know what I mean? I got to pay for all the stuff that I bought. All
On
the
your own?
equipment and the software. Well, yeah, that's how that works.
Well, I mean, we didn't talk about none of that.
If one of your followers wants to buy something from Surf Prep and they say, I'm Brandon's follower, then yeah, we'll throw something your way.
Okay.
I'm
Start
not
charging
betting.
an appearance fee.
Okay. You should.
$25.
Okay.
$25 an episode, I think.
Appearance fee, by the way, is I've done nothing towards the podcast in the last few weeks because we've been so busy. So I'm going to book Matt Voltner and Kamani for guests. So I'll get on that this week. I think that's all I got. I got a lot of shit to do tonight, and one of them's tearing down a wall for this damn water heater. So I want to get to that. I came up with a bunch of signs and stuff I want to make. So I was watching Jojo Rabbit the other night, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. It happened to now it's on Amazon Prime. It was on HBO Max, and now it's on Amazon Prime. And
HBO Max took off all the Harry Potter movies?
Are they on Peacock now though, or something, right?
Oh, that's where they're at?
I think. I was watching Peacock tonight, but we have it because it's on Xfinity. But last night I installed a 4K Amazon Fire Stick that I just bought and replaced my other one because my boss has one and he subscribes to a TV service through it. And we call it the ISIS network, or actually he was using the ISIS network and now he's using the Taliban network. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you have cable or if you're streaming stuff, but I want to get rid of my cable. And this is called First Class IPTV. And you pay a small fee monthly. If it's for one television, the fee is like $11 a month. I think I'm on the website now. Let me see. I'll go to pricing just to tell you real quick. So 1 month for 2 devices, $15 a month. And you stream it through the Amazon Fire Stick. Up to 5 devices, it's $28 a month. So I think we have 5 TVs, 2 kids, bedroom, main, living room, shop. I'm going to try and do this. You jailbreak your Fire Stick and then you pay for this and you get you get all major USA channels, premium movie channels, kids channels, 500 USA local channels, pay-per-view events, NFL Sunday ticket, Major League Baseball pass, MLB pass, NHL center ice, NBA League pass, over 500 24/7 channels, music channels, in 6 other countries, including Canada, Caribbean, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Spanish, and the UK. So
That's not bad.
yeah, I'm going to check it out. He said the user interface is very friendly. They also have picture-in-picture. So he's loving it. So I thought I would try that, and I give that a shout out to anybody else that's interested. That's what I'm going to be doing down here. So I set up the 4K Fire Stick last night. I can already tell the streaming is better than. I also had to upgrade my router while we were gone. I had a 6-year-old router, and I was having issues with the internet. I think that's what the problem was with Squadcast. So I'd like to record next week on Squadcast because I want to see. I got the brand new 6S router, whatever the F it is, and everything's been much, much faster. I was at 300 megabytes a second with the old router. I'm up to 900.
That is significantly faster.
It might be 3 times faster. I don't know.
I'm not a mathematician.
I'm not a mathematician, but that might be true. So, all right, I'll let you get out of here. What are you going to do to cool off? Sit outside? I mean, you're in the house.
I'm going to go drink beer and sit in front of my portable AC.
Ah, okay, good. And that's in your bedroom or the living room?
That's we have one in the bedroom and one in the living room, but the living room is all opened up, so it pretty much never shuts off.
Okay. Right. It's just big open space.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you have a cool evening. Are we recording next Monday? What is today? Sunday. Are we recording next Monday night? On the 12th. Monday Night Football.
Probably.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on. There's nothing in the calendar.
Okay. All right, cool. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, we don't have any questions? David, actually, come on.
David might have sent a question, but it's been so long since I checked. I don't know. If you give me 12 seconds, I will go over to the Handcuffs and Sawdust podcast at gmail.com to see if we have a question. And
that's where you can send all of your audio questions, or just type them out, or you can type them out in a DM to Mike over at Marrazzo Woodworking, or me at Full House Woodworking, or even to the show at Handcuffs and Sawdust Podcast.
I do have something, because David sent a congrats on number 50. Now I haven't listened to this, so we're gonna do it live
reaction, live on air
for us.
Ish.
So I'm gonna make sure my phone is connected. It is connected, and I'm gonna push this. See what happens here. Okay, this attachment's been downloaded already. I just gotta find it. It says re-download. So while you give everyone the places that they can reach us, while I find the download.
I already did that.
All of them? You did all of them?
I did.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
And we'll just sit in silence while Mike
I don't know what this
grapples
is.
with
what's
technology.
Jefferson? Let's see what this is.
What's going on, guys? David from 516 Woodworks. Congratulations on making it to episode 50. Big milestone. Question this week for you guys. What is your plans now that you hit 50? Where are you going to go from here? What else are you going to do? What are you going to try to incorporate moving forward, trying to get to the big 100? Look forward to hearing you guys' answer. Stay safe in the shop and on the street.
Awesome. So we've made it to 51. One further than the question. If you look at all the pre-shows, we're at like 78 or something like that. We just, it's been really hard this last month. And one thing that I'm happy about is this is a chance for me to get to see and talk to Brandon. One thing I'm sad about is we don't have normal jobs. So, unlike other podcasts that know that every Monday they're recording, we don't have that luxury. Vacations, shift changes, work, all throws wrenches into our schedules. So we appreciate your following along and your patience, right? Because sometimes it's been 3 weeks now since we've had an episode because of work schedules, vacations, and anniversaries and all that other shit that just happens to get in the way. And I'd like to do another 50. I hope Brandon wants to do another 50 minus an appearance fee. But I want to book more people, more guests, and that's one of my plans. How about you, Brandon?
I just kind of keep showing up. No, I enjoy our talks. However, I mean this does become a time suck for us. I mean, typically, right, when we record, typically will do an Instagram live. We usually start at 8 o'clock Pacific time. I mean, shit, by the time we're done recording, it's usually 11. So I miss out on, speaking selfishly, right? I miss out on, bedtime with my kids. I only get bedtime with them 3 days a week.
Right.
When we record, I get 2 days. So I miss out on a whole bedtime thing with them. I miss out on time with my wife because she's usually passed out by the time we're done. So it's, to a degree, yes, we get something out of it just by being able to talk about some of the things that we go through and work things out by putting it out into the universe versus internalizing it. But at the same time, like, we don't get, Mike gets stuff.
I don't get anything.
You got 2 sanders and a vacuum.
But that's got nothing to do with the podcast.
No. Well, it doesn't. No, you kind of tied it into your YouTube as well.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, we don't get anything out of this. This doesn't put money in my pocket. I don't think it puts money in your pocket.
No, it just costs me money.
No, it costs both of us money because we both have to get, the equipment to run this stuff. And it costs money because we're not making things in our small business. So that's, 3-4 hours a week that we're doing this versus stuff that we could be doing in the shop, which not only helps our mental health, but puts a little bit of money in our pocket. So
this is a stress thing for me because I have to then, after we're done for 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours, I got to spend as many hours editing a video portion and an audio portion and scheduling those stuff. So this is like a full week thing for me. Literally, it takes me 4 days or so to do this and then edit the audio, then edit the video, then post the audio, then post the video, and all that kind of stuff. I would like to get it to 100, and sometimes I just wish it would, I would like it to grow. If we have more people that listen or more people that know about it, then maybe it turns into something where we can get bigger guests and more prominent people in the woodworking community or in law enforcement, because I'd like to have some chiefs on and talk about stuff like that. But I don't know what the interest is from the listeners, if they want to hear from police chiefs on how tough it is to have an officer that's shot in the line of duty and stuff like that. That's stuff I've wanted to, go over with.
Well, I can tell you if the interest from chiefs is not there because I've reached out to several. Even ones that owe me favors. And they're like, no, hell no.
You told them they don't have to talk about what department they're on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see, David.
They know. I even offered them to do like the whole like Dateline. You can be in the dark.
Yeah. Just black screen.
And they're like, no, dude.
We can give them the Bane voice.
Yeah. No, the whole, and I'll tell you the reason. And I've even talked to officers in other departments throughout this country. That's a lot of it. People don't know is, at least I don't even think Mike does this. I've reached out to hundreds of officers. I almost got Mike the cop. We were close to getting Mike the cop because he has a woodworking CNC business with his son. So I thought that would be cool to have him on, but he is way too busy. He and I have had some pretty good conversations. I'm still working on, oh shit. I feel really bad because they're both really good people. Dispatcher Kristen and Aram Chow. They have a podcast. I forget the name of it. But they're both like SoCal.
Okay.
Kristen, she's a dispatcher. Aram's a sergeant. They're awesome people, but they're busy schedules just like us. There's a lot of people in law enforcement don't want to come on because of how politicized everything is. And now, I mean, in all honesty, I'm walking a very fine line with my department's social media policies. So it's a lot of people don't want to take the risk of saying the wrong thing or an edit not being right or something being misinterpreted, and then they're being civilly sued or harassed, and I don't blame them. So
maybe we'll get to 52. Maybe we won't.
I think 52 will happen.
All right.
I don't think about the numbers. I just, as
If we
long
do
as it's enjoyable, I think we'll keep doing it. When it becomes more of a stress than it is enjoyable,
A release,
then we'll probably just turn it into Mike and I having private phone calls and
and vacations
and having fun that way, and not
Speaking
worrying about editing and listing things and all this other stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it until it becomes too much work. We'll keep doing it, David. So I think we do have to have David on, though, as a guest. And Marty from Red Lake Woodshop.
Well, we have to have David on first.
Well, yeah.
He's a super fan. Marty's almost like he's getting there.
It's pretty close.
Oh, how many questions has he sent in?
I don't count. None that match David's.
Well, David's at let's see, we're at episode 51, so he's at like 48 questions?
Probably, yes. And we appreciate it, David, because I think people are afraid to actually send in questions or record themselves for whatever reason.
You can send them in anonymously, people.
Yeah. Troy has sent a few in on YouTube. And Kim said your wife has to be very proud of you from the fart that you ripped.
She laughed so hard. We both, it was a good 5 minutes of being doubled over.
Okay.
So when you sent me that, you told me to go listen to it.
Yeah.
I had just gotten home. My mother-in-law was staying over. She was sleeping on the couch for some reason because she didn't want to sleep in the spare room on an air mattress. She'd rather sleep on the 10-year-old couch. And I listened to it, and I laughed so hard I woke her up.
Did she come in to see what you were
3
laughing
o'clock
at?
in the morning? She's like, is everything okay? Go back to bed, Sherry.
I'll show you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be on YouTube forever. So even if we only do
Yes.
60 episodes, it is
You
what it
can
is.
always listen to me rip ass.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, David. We really appreciate the question as always. I don't know what's going on with my screen, but Brandon second picture just appeared up there. So I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
thanks.
thanks.
Hear the music.
Excellent. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for following. And be safe in the shop and on the streets. Peace.
Go buy some pink stuff.
Pink. And scene. I really got to
send you a reel that. So I was scrolling. I had some random downtime yesterday. I was scrolling through Instagram, and randomly a reel popped up from my sister-in-law.
Okay.
And she's it's one of her in the gym. She's doing the leg press sled, and it has
she's sitting down doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she has the voiceover on it it says making my own legs shake because nobody's son will.
I don't know
and
that.
I laughed and I laughed and I laughed and then I sent it to my wife. And then I laughed some more, and then I watched it 1,600 times.
You're going to send that to me?
Yes, it's, oh my God, it's so funny.
All right, sounds good.
Now I have to, hold on, stand by.
Standing by. Yeah, so the 22nd was our 30th wedding anniversary.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
30, dude. November will be 37 years since our first date.
That's longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, it is quite the time there. Long time. And South Haven was awesome, man. We were right across the street. We went to this spa and resort that she booked, which looked like the fucking Bates Motel when we pulled in. I said to her, "You're kidding, right?" She's like, "It looked really nice online." So we drag all of our shit across the stone parking lot. We open the door. The room is literally, you walk in, to your left is a small table, a tiny fridge, and a microwave, and then 3 feet, and then the queen size bed crammed into the corner, and then 3 feet on the side of the bed to get to the bathroom. So it was the size of a queen size bed plus 6 feet, 3 in front, 3 behind, and 3 on the side. And we just laid on the bed because you can't sit anywhere else. There's nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
And the closet's like from 1920 and it barely opens and there's 2 hangers in there. And the floor was all beat up wood and dirt. And we laid in the bed and she's like, she paid $600 for the week.
Sheesh.
And she's like, "I can't stay here." And I'm like, "Okay." And she said, "Would you be mad if
Yes.
we tried to find a place for the rest of the week and we'll just stay tonight?" And I'm like, "No, man, it's your birthday. It's our anniversary. So whatever, I don't care." And she's like, "Okay." So like she's on her phone, right? 15 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, there's a Holiday Inn Express, brand new, just opened." I go, "Okay." She's like, "Well, the room's like almost $200 a night." And I go, "Who the fuck cares?" She's like, "Can we go tonight?" like,
Let's
yep.
go.
You book it, I'm loading the truck. She goes, "What do I tell the people up front?" I'm like, "Tell them we're from Chicago. Tell them we got a family emergency. We got to go." She's like, "Okay." So she goes to the front office and I'm bringing shit back to the truck. We weren't there 50 minutes. And there were people in the pool watching us come and then watching us go. And the woman said, "What's the matter?" She's like, "We got a family emergency back home." She's like, "All right, we have to charge you a cleaning fee." Okay. Well, they didn't refund any of our money. So we ended up having to pay for it. And then, but we stayed right across the street from like an old factory building, the hotel. As we're driving to the hotel, there's this line along the side of this building and they got a tent outside to cover some of the people. And there's 2 walk-up windows. And it says, "Do yourself a flavor" on the side of the building. It's a big old brick building from the 50s. And it's an ice cream place. And I'm like, damn, we got to get some ice cream. So we walked over there and the people were walking back from the window laughing and telling the people in line, "Be careful what you order." Some guy ordered a banana split and it was like 4 pounds of ice cream. It was humongous. So I just wanted 2 scoops of ice cream. And we get to the window and we're talking with people in front of us who were 2 women that were on vacation from wherever else. They came back to town because they grew up there. And I said to the woman, I'm like, "They turned this old factory into an ice cream shop." She's like, No, this is the ice cream. It's always been the ice cream shop. This is what it was built in the 50s or whatever. I'm like, no shit. So I just sent you a picture of my 2 scoops of ice cream. They're in my left hand. All I wanted was 2 scoops. There's like a pound of ice cream. Oh, it should be coming because it already shows it's sent on my end.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got to go pretty far.
Yeah.
I sent you the reel, and don't put any of that stuff in the show.
No, you sent it to me on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we ate ice cream all week, dude. We ate this ice cream. Then we're down next to the lake eating dinner on the water in a bar, and then ice cream. I think we must have gained 5 pounds each, but it was an amazing place, dude. It was so much fun. If you ever get a chance to go there, I know it's really far for you, but it is a destination that you would thoroughly enjoy.